It's your boy Amreezy, and I'm back with another episode of Road to Sorare Boss, where we're following my journey into Sorare and seeing if I can go from beginner, which I am at the moment, to Sorare Boss. Now, at the weekend just gone, it was a good weekend because we won our first ever Sorare reward. I'll show you a little bit later who we won. Spoiler alert, it's not the most exciting player that you will have ever seen. It was a tier 3 card. However, it's our first Sorare reward. So I think that's our first block, our first building block, our first mark of progress to becoming a Sorare boss. So that's how we did at the weekend. We won a reward for the first time. I'll show you how we won it, and I'll show you on what league I won it. Just a quick little reminder to give the video a like and a subscribe. It's a big help. If you have any comments for me, any advice, if you're a Sorare pro, leave it in the comments. I always appreciate that. My other videos, they've got a few comments on X/Twitter. I've been getting advice as well. It's always appreciated. Keep it coming. And for now, let's take a look at how I did at the weekend. This is how I did at the weekend just gone. I should say I'm recording this during a midweek set of fixtures. I've not really gone for the midweek because I didn't have enough players that are playing. I'm a beginner still. I can't be playing midweek. I can't just be doing it. I did last midweek because there was a lot of Premier League fixtures and most of my cards are Premier League cards. So this midweek, I'm not playing anyone. So I do have a lineup out there. I think I can show you here who I have. I made this lineup kind of, it's Wednesday. I've made this lineup. My goalkeeper doesn't have a game, and I just threw this together just in case, it's 240. Just in case everyone here smashes it, I even captained the defender just on the off shot. Kovacic is in the team again. He's been getting chances at Manchester City, Kovacic. Man City have had bad form. Kovacic has come into the team for the last few games. He's starting again today. Kovacic is getting a few games. I think that's not the craziest pick that I made. So we'll see how the midweek team. I'm not expecting anything midweek. From the weekend just gone, I entered a Premier League specialist team. Again, not serious. As you can see from my scores that I've shown on screen, the only serious ones are the Cap 220 and the Cap 270. The Premier League specialist I just threw together. It has an injured player. I just threw it together to get the players some experience points. So these guys did well. Toffolo, good game for Forest. Even though Forest aren't doing so well in the league, Toffolo seems to be performing. And Mangala, he seems to be giving me, 50, 60s and above scores. So those two Forest players are good. I'm hoping Forest get a new manager, have a new manager bounce, and those two Forest players I have really, their scores go crazier. But happy with them for now. 220. So this is the first proper league I entered. It was Flecken in goal. 52, not bad for a goalkeeper. Mari didn't play. I don't know why. Mari's back from injury, maybe, because they've got a game midweek. Maybe they didn't want to risk it. Maybe they didn't want to play him. But, so rare. I'm struggling. So many players don't play. I'm used to FPL. I'm from the world of FPL where you kind of know who's playing. You have a starting 11. They always play every week. The likes of Salah, Saka, Haaland, they always play every week. So rare. Because you're picking these leagues like 220 where you've got to find players who are a little bit, L15 scores are lower, I'm finding I'm still not used to working out who's going to play. And also because you do your team 2 days before the deadline, 2 days before the first game sometimes, by those 2 games, someone's injured by then. So I am still getting used to picking teams a lot before they play. However, we're getting there. So Mari didn't play. Kovacic, like I said, 62, not bad. He started for Man City against Luton. 62 score, not so bad. Calvert-Lewin, I'm still waiting for Calvert-Lewin to deliver. At least he's playing now. At least he's fit and playing. And Everton are doing better. Everton just beat Chelsea. I wasn't too happy about that, but Everton just beat Chelsea. And Calvert-Lewin, he's not getting on the end of the chances. The goals are coming from midfield. They're coming from Decore. They're coming from McNeil. So I'm still waiting for them to just give the ball to Calvert-Lewin and him to take some of his chances. So he's keeping his L15 nice and low for the moment. 34, not a great score from him, but it means I can keep playing him in the low-capped leagues. When he smashes it, hopefully he can, make up for someone else who does bad that week. And then Muleka, my Besiktas striker, 64, fairly decent score. He didn't score. They did lose to Fenerbahce, but he's doing okay. He looks dangerous. He looks like the main man in striker. And the other striker that Besiktas have is Abubakar. And I was reading that he was left out of the squad. He's not been traveling with the squad to the next game because the manager's not happy with him. I think 5 players haven't traveled to the next game because the manager's upset after the Fenerbahce defeat. Maleka has traveled, still seems to be the main striker, so happy with him. And then the league that I won a reward in, VCAP 270. My goalkeeper, the main man, who I'm upset about his team this coming weekend coming up, but I'll talk about that in a bit. He did great for me, my keeper, 78, no complaints there. The only players that let me down this week and stopped me getting a really good reward were the Chelsea boys. They lost 2-0 to Everton. Reece James and Sterling both with scores in the 30s. Terrible. Reece James getting another injury. Try to breathe, try to stay calm. Reece James, I think my most expensive player I bought. I think it's either Reece James. Yeah, I think it's Reece James. For about £24. Injured. So he gave me about 2 weeks. One of the weeks he was suspended. He got 2 yellows and a red. He's given me 2 weeks of actual playing time. And now he's just injured again. So the annoying thing is I can't really sell him now because I looked at the market to see if I could sell my Reece James. His value's gone all the way down, dropped in price. I don't want to sell him at a massive loss. I've just got to keep him now. The room at the time is 3 months that he's going to be out. Terrible. But what can I do? You know, I had to buy him. Chelsea captain, I had to buy him. Now he's injured again. He's not been the most sensible purchase from me. But when I bought him, he was back from injury. Chelsea captain. It looked like we were picking up a bit of form. How was I to know? So, and I've got the Nottingham Forest striker who's injured, Awaniwi. So I've got quite a few injuries that I've just got to keep now and see when they come back. Best there. The best. That's best there in midfield. 147. He was my captain. He's great. The annoying thing is with him is he's so good, and I'm not playing the All-Star leagues because the rest of my cards aren't good enough. He's like one player who I could be playing in the All-Star leagues. I just need 4. The goalkeeper as well. Him and the goalkeeper. I just need other players who could play in the All-Star league. So he's kind of too good for my capped leagues because his L15 score is too high. But this week I put a 270 there with a few cheap players, managed to squeeze him in, and he delivered. So it could be a good strategy for me going forward to kind of go for the 270 league instead of the 240 sometimes. I still do want to go for the 240 when I can because that gives me a threshold prize and lets me keep buying new cards. However, I can't do that every week. It depends on the fixtures. This week the fixtures were great for the bets there. I could squeeze him with the 270 and he really delivered. And Paulinho at Fulham, his L15's been picking up because he's been doing so well. I've been able to play him in my, I think, 220 last week, or Premier League Specialist, and this week 270, 80 points. Delighted with Paulinho. If he doesn't move in January to Bayern, as expected, he'll stay at Fulham and keep being the main man. So I'm happy either way with my Paulinho card. He'll either keep being a good player at Fulham or he'll move to Bayern. So, with the 270 limited, I got a T3 card. Tier 3 card, which isn't the best. I finished 738, but it could have been worse. Could have been better, could have been worse. As you can see here, my reward, I wonder if we click on it, here it appears. My reward was Eduard Atuesta. That was my reward. Now, may not be the most exciting player to Sorare Pros, not even the most exciting player to me. When I clicked on him, I was like, Eduard, okay, Eduard Atuesta. I've not heard of you, to be honest. Colombian midfielder, though, playing at Palmeiras in Brazil. They're the big boys in Brazil. My heart did sink a little bit when I got the card. And I went, let's see how he's been playing lately. Okay, average score, L5, 26, not great. L15, 26, not great. Then we look at his performance, and he's been injured. He's been injured all season. He's only just come back from an injury, so he got 26 points of the week. He played like 4 minutes. 4 minutes he played. So we've got a guy who's just come back from injury. I did read up about him. It seems like Palmeiras don't want him. So their season's ending. They don't want him. And they bought him for a bit of money from the MLS. The rumours are that I've been reading is that he's going to go back to the MLS in the off-season. So he should be ready for the next MLS game. So I'll see how that goes. See what he does. We'll see how it goes. I've been reading because they spent a bit of money on him. I'm thinking he must be worth a bit. He must be quite good, seeing as Palmeiras spent a bit of money on him. He must have had some promise at some time. He's 25 years old. I'm not going to sell him just out of principle because he's my first card I've won. We're going to ride this guy's career. So hopefully he goes to MLS. Hopefully he gets first team football and is great next MLS season. For now, he's just going to be a hold. Put him in the gallery. I've checked his prices. He's not even available for sale or manager sales. And the last couple of prices he was sold for were about £2. So I'm not going to get much money for him now. We're going to keep him. We're going to lock him away. That's how we've been going. I did buy one other player since my last video. So all my budget is spent. You can see my budget, 19p left in the bank and 0 Ethereum. So I can't buy any more players for now until I win some rewards or I sell a player. If we look at my cards, the other player that I signed since my last video was Omar Soleil. So he was the last of my budget that I spent. I got him for £6. It's pretty good price. He's just come back from injury. Hopefully he can get some games for them before the transfer window. And then in the transfer window, he's rumoured as well to be going to Roma. I think are interested in. Roma are interested in all centre-backs. I've got this guy as well, who Roma are interested in because they're interested in centre-backs. So Soleil, rumoured to be going to a few different places. We'll see how he does. 23 years old. Good signing for the future, I think. Those are the new boys. Let's now take a look at how I'm looking for the weekend coming up. So let's get to my lineup thinking for the weekend coming. As we said, there's a midweek game happening right now. I've put a 220 out there for that, not really taking that too seriously. It's mainly going to be the weekend. Now, the first point of annoyance is, so how I've been doing this, how I've been doing Sorare, all the players I've been buying, I've been looking at their fixtures for the next month or so and going, okay, they've got good fixtures. I'll get them with the kind of thinking that they'll score well for me in the next couple of weeks, and if they do well, I can sell them on when their fixtures get tricky. So I've been targeting certain weeks when I'm like, okay, my goalkeeper's got a good game, defender, I've got 2 midfielders with a good game and a striker with a good game. I can really go for one of the leagues. That's how I've been going so far. Last week, for example, the 270 league, I did so well in that because I kind of went, okay, I'm not going to go for my usual 240 technique. I'm going to go for the 270 because I've got 5 really good fixtures. Chelsea had Everton, which, when I first bought the Chelsea cards, that seemed like a good fixture. And my other 3 guys all had good games and all scored really well. So with this weekend coming up, I was targeting this weekend as another week I could do well because Chelsea have Sheffield United at home. So my fortune depends a lot on Chelsea, being a Chelsea fan. And I thought Sheffield United at home, that's a good game for Chelsea. There's a few other my other European teams. I put a few fixtures up here. You can kind of see who else has good games. I have the Las Palmas striker, Sandro, who's playing Cadiz at home. I have a few. My German guy, obviously, always is a best there. He's always a good pick. Could always do. So I thought that could all well. But my goalkeeper doesn't have a game anymore. So I'd spent all this time planning and really going, okay, I'll scrap midweek. Okay, I'm going for the weekend of my goalkeeper. My goalkeeper's game got postponed. He plays in Turkey. The game's been postponed. So he's my only goalkeeper. So with my budget spent, I'm kind of thinking, why did no one tell me to buy 2 goalkeepers? All the advice I was reading about before, like how to start Sorare, like tips starting Sorare, everyone says get a goalkeeper, then the rest of your cards. I got a goalkeeper. Now what? Now he doesn't play every other week, and the games get postponed. So I think I'm hoping it's just unlucky. I will try and sign the second goalkeeper as a priority now. So I'll have to either sell a card, win a card, and make money from the sale, or win a goalkeeper, ideally. But I'm struggling at the moment without having a second goalkeeper in games like when my goalkeeper, Bayazit, doesn't play, or when he does play and the game gets postponed. So this is my thinking anyway. I need a good new goalkeeper in the future. For now, it means I can only really go for the leagues where I don't need 5 limited cards. So Cap 220, which is this league here, I can pick a free goalkeeper for this league. And the Premier League Specialist, I can pick a free goalkeeper. The problem with the Premier League Specialist is it's really hard, that league. I seem to not do so well in that because the threshold to enter is a lot higher. 270, I think it is, to enter that league. So I'll throw together a team in the Premier League Specialist, but it won't be a serious team. The serious ones, I think, will be the 220 and possibly the 240. So the 240 is the league, I say, where I'm kind of aiming to try and win a few thresholds. Sorare have changed the rules this week as well. They've released these new limited boxes which is in the cap 270 league. The problem with that is in the 270 league, I also need a goalkeeper, and then it's more competitive because there's a higher L15 scores that people can enter. So I think I can maybe get away with entering the goalkeeper in the 240 league, which I've done here. And that means he won't play. So I'm going to have one player not playing, and I would just have to hope that the other 4 players reach the 280 mark between them, which is ridiculous. A very long shot. So with that in mind, the rest of the players that I'm putting in this team are going to be long shots. Azpilicueta, Chelsea legend, been in my team since the beginning for 60p. We bought Azpilicueta for. He's been doing okay. I think Simeone's been upset with the Atletico defense. So, you know, he played the last game. He played against Barcelona. He came off at half time. He came on. So the thinking is Simeone wasn't happy with the defenders here we had, brought Azpilicueta on at half time in the Barcelona game. Azpilicueta then played the next game. I'll see if he plays today in the Champions League. But if he doesn't play in the Champions League, that could be good as well. I've not quite checked the group for Atletico. Maybe they've already qualified, but maybe he doesn't play that and can play the weekend. So, Azpilicueta's in. Oops, where have we gone? We've gone. Azpilicueta's in. Longstaff's in. He came back from injury for Newcastle. My thinking here is that Newcastle are so stricken with injuries. I think I read that they've played the same starting 11 for 5 weeks in a row or something, 5 games in a row. So Longstaff coming back from injury should be a good help for them. Low L15 score. And the other options are, so with this 220, I've used every point available. I've got 0 left to spend. The other options for midfield, you can see my other options. Not great. Not great. Let's pick the players who have a game this week. So at Longstaff's price, I've got my Scottish guy, Greg Kilty, who is a good option, but he would cost 1 extra and I'd have to downgrade someone else. So we'll play Longstaff. Again, this is a gamble line this week. The 240 is a long shot. No goalkeeper. Azpilicueta long shot. Longstaff long shot. Longstaff long shot. I like how that sounds. Sandro Ramirez. They've got a good fixture. I put the fixtures that I'm kind of looking at the target written on screen here. They're playing the team that just 1 place above the relegation zone. So he's a slight fitness doubt, which is why he's a gamble, because he got concussion in the last game. So it's uncertain if he's going to play. That's why I've thrown him in this team, because this is the punt team. This is the let's all punt. And then Sterling as captain, less of a punt, should play. Didn't start last game. But Chelsea was so bad, maybe he starts the next game against Sheffield United at home. I know we've been bad. I know we're in bad form, but it's Sheffield United at home. Surely we beat Luton this season, so surely we can beat Sheffield United. Let's see how it goes. I don't hold any hope with any of these picks, really. That's why they're all lumped together with the goalkeeper that's not playing. The other lineup is the 220 league. Calvert-Lewin, I'm just waiting for Calvert-Lewin to bang. I'm making him captain this week. They've got Burnley. Look at the fixtures. Another fixture I'm targeting. Burnley v Everton. Burnley are bad. Everton are in good form. This could be the week Calvert-Lewin delivers. Let's see. Norgard, he didn't play. He was suspended in the last game. So Norgard's a little bit fresh. Hoping he could possibly be fresh. Maybe helps Brentford out. Brentford, again, struggling a little bit with form. Need a hero. Need Norgard. Kovacic is going to get another game. My thinking is maybe he's in Pep's good books. Maybe he gets another game. And then Mari, because as I mentioned earlier, Mari didn't play midweek. Maybe he plays this week. Let's see. So I'm not feeling really confident with all my lineups this week. I feel like my goalkeeper having his game postponed really put a spanner in the works, because I do have good fixtures. I have good Chelsea fixtures. I have the goalkeeper who had a really good fixture as well. He was playing one of the teams, I think third to bottom or something. So I could have really gone for the 270 again. And especially because Sorare have announced these new box rewards. So they have a new reward system where you get box as well as rewards. And the box has a chance of having a really good card in or some level up boosts, which would have been nice. And it's the top 4,000 people, I think. Oh no, the top 1,000 people get that box. So maybe next weekend. Maybe the following weekend. We'll see. So that's my thinking how we're going so far. That's how I'm going into the midweek. Let me know if you've got any thoughts, if you've got any suggestions, if you've got any tips about how I should address this goalkeeper issue. Do I just be patient and play strong lineups when my goalkeeper's fit and playing? Or do I need to start thinking of selling some players and buying a goalkeeper? I'd like some advice that isn't just put more money into the game and buy a second goalkeeper. I'd like, if you've got any advice on that, give the video a like and a subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Give us a follow on the socials if you want to get engaged, if you want to give me some advice, or if you just want to follow my journey. That's been today's video. That's the preview for this weekend. I won't have a video next week as I'm going away for a week, a little holiday before Christmas with the family. So there won't be a video next week. However, I will be keeping you updated on the socials. I will still be playing, obviously. So any news, any transfers, any rewards that I made, I'll let you know on the socials. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Peace.